you, Mr. Chairman and Ranking Member, and thank you to all of the witnesses for being here today. I just have a couple of questions that I want to try to get through. Mr. Lander, as you know, many of the attacks on shareholder advocacy and even ESG investing argue that these are extraneous, immaterial issues with no relationship to a company's bottom line. And I believe you strongly disagree with these allegations that you are hurting companies financially. Can you explain your perspective on this?
Well, first, I find it especially funny when people attack ESG as not relevant to corporate governance when the G stands for governance. So outlawing ESG proposals, but saying, no, we're fine with a proposal about executive compensation or the role of the board. I mean, just read the words. Like, that's what governance is. Attacks on ESG are attacks on corporate governance. That's what they are. And then I thought, actually, that Representative Foster made this very clear. There's this idea that if you say pecuniary, somehow you're excluding everything I don't like, and only including profit makes no sense at all. You're evaluating risks like, will there be new regulation by Congress on some area that might be affected by the business we're investing in? If, you know, we had concerns at Tesla when Elon Musk left as CEO and there was no CEO, but we also had concerns that if he was pursuing action that was gonna make it harder to sell EVs through action he was taking here, that was going to be bad for EV sales. Well, that's pecuniary if you're a Tesla investor. So there is simply no way to draw a neat line, and that's the job of investors, to evaluate this broad set of regulatory and operational and legal and governance and, sure, environmental and workplace risks. Why stop investors from getting all the information that they need to make their own decisions? If other investors don't want that information, that is fine. I'm not telling them how to invest, but I don't understand why members of Congress are trying to tell me how to achieve my fiduciary duty to my beneficiaries.
Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Foster, because I think that was a good segue and allowed you to respond. Let me move on. I'm going to stay with you on this next question. While numerous red state treasurers and financial officers have written companies calling them to abandon working together on climate change or to end their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, I understand that financial officers in blue states have also written to companies they own to invest in investment managers that they use, urging them to stand firm in their support for sustainability programs, citing that it also promotes long-term shareholder values. I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts on why these financial officers are taking public stands in support of maintaining these programs.
Thank you. Let's just use BlackRock for an example for a moment. So in a letter to investors several years ago, Chairman Fink wrote, "Climate risk is financial risk." Now, everyone knows climate risk is financial risk. You can choose to evaluate it as you see fit. You can have a different political point of view on it. But of course, climate risk is financial risk. You might be a utility company, and if there's more wildfires in your area, you might be accused of causing them, or you might have to move your infrastructure to address them. So that doesn't seem like a complicated or political statement. And yet, red state treasurers declared war on BlackRock and threatened to divest or hold them accountable legally if they didn't back off of the simple idea that climate risk is financial risk. And I'm sad to say that what that has led to is a walkback of voting for proposals simply to provide disclosure. The proposal I mentioned that JP Morgan Chase ultimately agreed to, BlackRock did not vote for at other companies, denying its customers and other investors simple disclosure.
Okay. Thank you. And Mr. Chair, I yield back.